You know, at home, the radio was always on.
Yeah.
What was it? WLS,
Yeah.
right? WDGY.
Yeah.
Um,
WLS was a big one out of
Yeah.
Chicago.
and we all grew up listening to classic Christmas music. We all still appreciate that. I mean, we just music was such a huge thing.
Well, and Grandma and Grandpa.
Grandma and Grandpa, they just
sang.
Always appreciated music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's where we got that from.
Dad played the harmonica. Mom
She used to
played
play the piano and the organ and the guitar.
and she
Or
played
accordion,
harmonica.
I should
Yep.
say.
And they sang together all the time, and we used to listen to them, and they harmonized together all the time. Or Mom and Aunt Betty in church and that kind of stuff, and you hear that, and once we started, I mean, I don't know, it just clicked. I mean, it just was there. We're going to do this song, and then you just listen to it, and nowadays you got the internet, and you can get tabs for guitars, and writes down the words and everything, and you can pull up all of this stuff or tutorials on how to play. And we would just listen to the radio, or if we had a record, and you just play it over and over and over again until it was there, and you're trying to write down the words. Okay, go back, and some of the words were probably we never did sing them right.
We couldn't understand them.
Well, did any of you read music at that age?
No.
Just the words.
Just the words.
Yeah. Never. We just learned everything by ear.
Yeah.
Never had, and none of us had lessons on any of our instruments.
Yeah.
Um,
And then.
Yeah, Gary used to sing the song 409 by the Beach Boys, and there's a line in there that says, my 4-speed dual quad positive traction 409, 4-speed transmission dual quad is 2 4-barrel carbs, and positive traction is both wheels turning in the back, and if you're a car guy like me, you know that. But Gary didn't know that, and he sang the song, and it was my 4-speed dual quad positive traction 409.
Dual claw. Well, whatever.
He was more of a.
Well, it's got 2 claws on
animal
it.
guy.
Yeah, right.
Leaving tracks, he's got to have claws.
Right.
Nowadays you can just pull up a song and it'll give you all the lyrics.
Yeah.
But
So similar sort of to what the Beach Boys had, the brothers.
Oh yeah. The sibling thing.
Cowsills.
Yeah.
The relatives.
And we did when we first started, we
Ozzy's.
did a lot of Beatles songs, and everybody loved them. There's
Yeah.
harmony there. The Beach Boys, harmony, and
Yeah.
Right.
everything. Just about everything you did featured 3 parts at
Yeah.
some point. When we first started the band, Mark didn't sing a lick because Sherry was in the band. She sang, I sang, and Randy sang.
Yeah.
And when I got a microphone, then these guys said, "Well, you got to learn Sherry's parts," and
Your voice.
when
is
I
high enough
was
to-
in school, I sang in the choir and I sang bass. But in the band, I sang all the high parts,
And-
and it just
I usually sang the lead, and Randy was excellent low harmony singer.
Yep.
Which again we took for granted because it just came so natural, and he just did it. And
Yep.
people would say, "Man, you guys, your blend isn't." But okay, I guess it was just
Yeah.
it just happened.
Right.
But so we could nail the Beatles and Beach Boys and the harmony stuff pretty good, I
Yeah.
guess.
And there was, it was not at all structured. We didn't say, okay, this is the lead line and it goes like this. He would sing what he heard, and then we'd have to work around it. If he went off on a harmony part, which
You
we
guys would
didn't
just
know,
switch.
then Randy would take the lead because it might be lower.
Funny.
Yeah.
And then there was
There's no correction.
a couple of
It's like-
songs that we did where Gary and Randy were singing, and Randy's part was lower, and then they'd get to a part where it was too high for him to sing. In the middle of a sentence, he would stop, and I would sing the rest of the sentence.
That's funny.
That went up higher, and
Well, you had it covered.
yeah,
Yeah.
just whatever it took to make the song go.
And none of us were, unbelievable musicians as far as but it just worked. We could stay. We played together. We kept the beat and sang with it and kept it simple.
Locked it in.
Really simple.
Yeah. Now it's just like second nature, and I can just look over at you, and I can see the way you grab your stick or you turn your head a little bit. And I say, "Oh, he's going to start singing now," or this is the last round. He's going to stop.
And do you think that's 50 years worth of just?
I don't. It's kind of always been that way.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. It seems like even when Randy was with us in the early days, like if we made a boo boo, it seemed like a lot of times we'd make it together. I don't know,
Yeah.
or if we'd know how to correct it together.
Yeah, we could correct on the fly.
Yeah.
If somebody went into the wrong spot, then you just
Once in a
figure
while
around
you'd
it,
get a
come back.
train wreck or something, you know, and you think, wow, what's going on here?
It
But
was very seldom back when it was just the
Yeah.
three of us, though.
Mhm.
That's what I had a guy tell me just a while ago. He says, I can remember listening to you guys, and he said, you didn't make a mistake.
No,
And he
just
said
didn't
it was
make
this, it
mistakes.
was the, you knew what you were getting. You were getting Sage, and they were, you know, it was on time, and you started together, and you went through the song, and you ended together, and you know, he said everything was just so tight. And he said,
Or you know, so many people always said, you know, your kick drum and the bass. I mean, you and Mark are just so together on it. I said I didn't, you know, I said I thought that's the way you do it, you know. And I guess it is, but
yeah.
it isn't like we were. I just thought, well, that's how it goes.
Yeah, no, when we were little kids, you know, Randy's 7 years older than me, and he was a teenager in the 60s, and we were kids, but we listened to, you know, we were hung around with him and listened to music, and it was, you know, Paul Anka and Bobby Rydell and, you know, Elvis and
The Beach Boys, for
Beach
sure.
Boys, you know, a lot of those guys from the 50s and 60s, and we just, I don't know, I always really liked that music,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
that's.
and then
But it's been such a weird variety for me.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
anything from the Association to Deep Purple to, I mean, everything in between.
Yellow.
We liked it all.
yeah,
I just like music.
You're right.
Anything. I mean, I don't know if it influenced us, but just to listen to it, I just could appreciate
Mm.
any of it.
Yeah.
Bread. I just, you know, love their music.
Steely
Yeah.
Dan. I was a big Steely Dan fan.
The Steely
Still am.
Dan, yeah, we listened to it all. Santana, when they
Yeah.
got going, always like the Doors. Used to listen
you
to the
play
Doors,
Doors?
like Jimi
Oh,
Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much of it was good. You know, just listened to a lot of music.
Yeah, when Randy came back from the service, he had a reel-to-reel tape player, and he had just a little bit of everything. But at home, you know, we had a record player, and our older sister Linda was in the Columbia Record Club, you know, and she got Simon and Garfunkel and
Oh, we listened to
Dionne
them a lot.
Dionne Warwick, and you know, and then she had this one album. I mean, it was a songs from around the world or something like that, and it was all of this classical, you know, like April in Paris and all this kind of stuff, and I got some of that on my iPod. You know, I still love that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was riding with me, and I had my iPod playing, and A Walk in the Black Forest by Horst Jankowski came up, and he listened to a little bit, and he called it right off. You know,
Oh wow.
and I said,
Because of the
how many rock band members would hear that song and be able to know what it was? You know,
Right.
if anybody in the family was going to have something, you got to check and see when the boys had a weekend off, so you could have their own wedding or do this, or gonna have some birthday parties or whatever. When are the boys playing? We were the boys for forever, for probably 40 years. Yeah, when we first started, Dad was really proud of us.
I was
And
gonna
he
ask
came
you
out a
about
lot with
Yeah.
his buddies and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were kind of embarrassed because these old guys were coming, to the Buckhorn or Chief Inn or whatever. He was 54 at the time.
Wow.
I'm 68 now. So.
Wow. Yeah.
Dad a couple times got up with a harmonica, and
Yeah.
I wish we would have done more. He was
Yeah.
very good. He
Yeah.
could have played all night polkas.
Some of the family things that we played, they would get up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do a couple of numbers, and we'd play along with Mom singing "I Want to Drink My Java" from an old tin can.
Okay.
Yeah.